that we do once a month. It's very informal. It's actually something going on all over the world, in over 600 cities around the world. There's a Green Drinks event each month. Here in Sioux Falls, Greg Bierman and I organize it. I'm Joe Bartman, by the way, with the Sioux Falls Green Project, and I'll let Greg introduce himself here in a second.
Okay guys, we'll get this started. I'm Greg Bierman with Astronaut Brand Studio. We're a communications firm that specializes in green businesses. Listen, you know, Green Drinks, like Joe said, is a very, very informal thing. This is the most formal we've ever been. But I tell you, I got to take my hat off to these gentlemen for accepting our invitation. And we decided to come and invite them to mingle with you, but in the spirit of Green Drinks, wanted to keep it super informal and just sort of one-to-one personable. And we said that to the extent that we got everybody in the room together, we wanted to at least create an opportunity for each of these gentlemen to address you as a group. But I will tell you that the intent is not for this to be a political forum, something hard-hitting. We are not. I am not going to be the hardcore moderator here. We're just going to ask questions. This is not a debate. I would ask everybody to be respectful as you would in a conversation, and just let the guy before you finish. If you want to get into fisticuffs later, whatever, you get to take it outside, right? So I think we're just going to jump in and pass the mic. Gentlemen, why don't you just take a minute to introduce yourselves? Would that be all right? So yeah, just go ahead and pass the mic. Mike, why don't you?
Thank you.
Start?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mike Huther, working incredibly hard to earn the honor to become your next mayor. This is not my first Green Drinks meeting. In fact, this is my fourth Green Drinks meeting. I've cared about things like climate change, I've cared about things like recycling, I've cared about things like wind energy way before I announced that I was running for mayor. You know, I earned the right to become your next mayor. I will continue to care about things like climate change, recycling, wind energy, solar energy, capitalizing on those things that we are so far behind on in the state. You've probably heard in other forums, my daughter Kylie and I are recycling nuts. We are. Now Cindy, before I came, my wife, she said that she also wanted you to know that she is also a recycling nut. It's great to be here tonight. Thank you so much.
Well, I also want to thank all of you for being here tonight. My name is Bill Peterson. I'm a fourth-generation South Dakotan. I'm a native of Vermillion, and I'm a 30-year resident of Sioux Falls. For the last 22 years, I have been Vice President, Public Affairs Officer at CNA Western Surety Company, just down the street. I'm married. My wife's name is Sue. We've been married for 19 years. We have 3 sons. Lucas, who's 16, Robert, who's 14, William, who is 6. I've had a very deep and broad history of involvement in our community. I led the effort to change the former Sioux Falls City government 16 years ago. I served on the boards of Children's Care Foundation, the Boy Scouts, and many other organizations. And for 8 years, I served in the South Dakota Legislature. 4 years, I was Majority Leader of the House. I look forward to your questions. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kermit Staggers. I teach history and political science at the University of Sioux Falls. I've been there for 28 years. And also I've served in the State Senate for 8 years and been on the Sioux Falls City Council for 8 years. And then also I happen to be in Air Force Intelligence for 6 years. So I have many years of experience when it comes to serving in government. But you know, even though I do have all that experience serving in government, you know, it's really very important to get out and find out what the people believe, the concerns they might have. And so during the past several years, I've gone around to different neighborhoods, northern part of Sioux Falls, southern, eastern, western, talking to people. And it's always interesting to find out what kind of concerns they have. But I remember some time ago, I was on the southwest side of Sioux Falls, and I was talking to somebody, and one of their concerns, of course, was Sioux Falls becoming green. And in Sioux Falls becoming green, they were giving me a number of different suggestions. And one of the things that really struck me is that, you know, in Sioux Falls, we do have a number of city regulations, city codes that kind of really restrict people in becoming green. So I think that's one important thing as mayor, that we should be looking at trying to get rid of some of those codes that are not necessary and allow people to generate their own electricity and do other things too.
Hi, I'm Pat Costello. I'd like to introduce my wife. Shawn is here tonight. I am the hardest working spouse of all the candidates today. I'm a fourth generation Sioux Falls resident. I grew up here. I understand where our community's been, and I think I've got a great vision for where our community can go. I want my children, your grandchildren, to be provided the same opportunities that I did. Great parks, safe streets, quality education, all the things that I enjoyed. And then, as a professional, when they grow up, to be able to have opportunities for growth and expansion, to be successful. One of the things that I think gives me, separates me from my friends here, I have a unique set of attributes. I'm a CPA, I practiced for a number of years. I have 20 years experience in the restaurant industry and the service industry, and serving 4 years as a city council at large, I think uniquely qualifies me to be your next mayor, and I appreciate your support.
Good evening, I'm Vernon Brown. My background is in business. I've been at SDN Communications for 8 years on your city council. Thank you very much for allowing me to serve. I've been there for 6 years, and 12 years I spent as a reporter at Kello TV, telling stories about Sioux Falls and South Dakota. The old reporter in me knows that it really boils down to one thing: why are you running? I spent a lot of time looking inside myself to find that answer, but I really found it in the eyes of my daughter, my 5-year-old kindergartner daughter. You see, I grew up on a farm by Badger and Hetland. Who knows where Badger or Hetland is? We've got a few people. Well, there's not a lot of economic opportunity there, and my father and mother told me that I'd have to look elsewhere for economic opportunity. I never want us to have that kind of a conversation with my daughter, or your grandchildren. And so jobs are going to be an important part of this campaign.
Good evening. My name is Janaka Jana. I've been in Sioux Falls now for 14 years. This is the second time that I've had the opportunity to run for mayor. And I think my main thing here in the city is partially going green. Most about education for our children and preparing this area for the hard times which are about to befall us in the United States if we're not paying attention. Thank you very much.